Hey, what's going on, guys? Dr. Rob here, the Art of Recovery podcast. And today we're discussing, do you need a prescription for physical therapy, or do you need a prescription to come see me in my clinic? And the short answer is no. But depending in what state you live in, some states do still require a prescription. Um, we're in New Jersey, so New Jersey is a direct access state, which means that if you have commercial insurance, you do not need a prescription from a physician to come see me or any other physical therapist. If you are on Medicare, then the state of New Jersey does require you to have a prescription. So, none of this stuff makes any sense because every insurance company has different rules. They all say they follow Medicare guidelines. So, like the federal government sets the standard and then they all follow suit. Some insurance companies, commercial insurance companies, they're going to limit you on your visits. So before you even start out, you're getting a set number of visits. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous, in my opinion. And I'm not just saying that as a physical therapist, I'm saying it as a consumer of healthcare. If you are in pain or something is wrong health wise, you pretty much know it. I mean, we all have this internal instinct that knows, we don't feel good or something hurts or, something's getting worse. It's not getting better. My knee is swollen. Let me give it a little bit and see if it gets better. No, it's not getting better. So what do people do is they go to their physician. And depending on, what state you are in again, you could get an appointment right away, or you may have to wait a day or two. Then you go to that physician, and what they normally do will either send you to physical therapy right away if they have a relationship with a physical therapist, like I do with some of my referring docs. They'll call me up or they'll text me, and what do you think? I'll send them over. Let me take a look. And then we go from there. Or they'll order medications, so an anti-inflammatory or something along that suit. If it's really bad, depending on what it is, maybe they'll order something a little bit stronger, like a steroid. Um, then you wait a week or whatever, and things are just not getting better. So you go back to the doctor or you call the doctor. All right, no, it's not getting better. So maybe they send you for x-rays, or maybe they did that on the first visit. If we're talking about a knee or something like that, a hip, you go for an x-ray. Maybe they see arthritis, maybe they don't, depending on the age group you are in. And then they order physical therapy. I mean, the time wasted from the minute your knee or hip or shoulder didn't feel good or you actually injured it to the time you get to someone who is actually equipped to help it get better or get you on the road to recovery, that time span, you're talking days, if not weeks. And a lot of times it's months, depending on how serious the situation is. The reason they told us that they do it this way in school is to make sure that there's nothing sinister going on. It's not cancer or something like that. Um, you know, to me, maybe starting out that made sense. I'm a young physical therapist. I don't know anything. I'm real timid. I have no confidence. But after you start practicing a while and you start reading and learning, I mean, we're constantly reading and learning, and you see enough people, you can pretty much figure out if something's sinister or not. Something's not making sense pretty much on the first visit. And if you can't do that, then you have no business practicing if you're in the ancillary allied services like physical therapy, chiropractor, whatever. So that's kind of where that whole trust thing comes in. It really comes down to that. So I've been practicing for 25 years. So I've built a level of trust with my patients, and a lot of them will call me before they even call their doctor. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but that's the reality. Like you build relationships. So you need to have that kind of relationship with your physician, because they most certainly have their place. I hear a lot of stuff out there like, the medical profession is dying, and it most likely is, in the sense that we know it. It's evolving. However, they're evolving much, much slower than the pace of technology. I mean, just as an example, we have so many different electronic medical records systems that nobody is using the exact same thing. So if I'm using one software and you visit another state and someone else is using another software, they can't see your records of mine with, just a push of a button. They got to get on the phone. They got to call me. We got to go through that process. Then we have to either email or fax. I mean, what the hell is going on? When is the medical profession going to wake up and embrace technology? I mean, now we have artificial intelligence. Pretty much AI could write the note for you. We're still sitting here pounding away on our keyboards for hours when we could be seeing patients and doing good for people. That's a whole nother topic. Let me, I got off track there. Do you need the prescription? So in my opinion, if you have waited to get that prescription because something is starting to hurt you, you have waited way too long. Okay. Your body is already fighting against you. It's already sick. And now you're trying to reverse that with, let's say, you have a commercial insurance that gives you 30 visits per calendar year. I mean, it could take 30 visits just to improve your range of motion, or just to improve your swelling in the joint. So then what do? You're paying all this money and now you can't utilize your insurance. The whole thing's a friggin' scam. All right. You don't need health insurance the way you think you do. A lot of people don't know this, but every single practitioner has a cash price, and you can find out what those prices are either through a conversation or a phone call. We all have our cash prices, and it's always either equivalent to or cheaper than what the insurance is billed out at. Okay. So there's the other scam going on. Why aren't there set prices for everything? Like if you go into a restaurant, you sit down, you look at the menu, there's prices on everything. You know what something is going to cost you before you even order it. When you come into my office, people will ask me, well, what is this visit going to cost me? I have no idea. Every insurance company reimburses me at a different rate. It depends on the procedural codes that I use in that visit. There is absolutely no way to tell you, oh, this is going to cost you $50 or this is going to cost you $75. There's just no way to know. I can give you a ballpark, but then you're getting surprise bills. So, people cannot budget for their health care. So the way around this is what I do. This is what I have my family do. And this is what I encourage you guys to do. And I want you to start this tomorrow. It's very simple. All you do is you take 5 or 10%, or, you start small, do 1 or 2% of your paycheck and put that aside in a separate account. It could be an interest-bearing account or just a simple savings account. And every paycheck you do that. And at the end of the year, you're going to have a lump sum. Okay. So that's the money that you use for your health care. Okay. So if you still are one of those that believe in having health insurance, and don't get me wrong, you need it for catastrophic events because if God forbid you're in a car accident or you do get struck in with a major illness, it can bankrupt you and it can bankrupt your family. So you don't want that. So you definitely need insurance for those types of situations, but you don't need insurance to come see me for your knee pain. All right. Because insurance is, I promise you, it is not going to pay enough to get you better. It's going to get you started, maybe. It maybe get you on the right track. You may even get lucky and have a problem that will resolve itself within a couple weeks. Okay. Put you aside, but most people that come in are coming in because of underlying arthritis or partial tears in their tendon, a tendonitis, something that will require months to years to rehab properly. We're not even talking about surgery. That's a whole nother topic that we'll get into later. But you put that money aside, so that's your money. Okay. So now you're making a little more money. You put a little more aside. You're not going to use, because you're going to be frugal with that, right? So when you do go to the restaurant, you know how much money you want to spend beforehand, or, put aside, we're taking the wife out for an anniversary or whatever. So we're going to splurge tonight. No, this is just a regular, going out on a Thursday night with the family. You have an idea of what you're going to spend before you even get to that restaurant. So you already have a budget. It's the same thing with healthcare. There, you shop around, you see who in the area is good. You do your due diligence, and then you see their prices, and you go where you feel comfortable. You try one, and then if it's not working for you, you try another one, and you find that person that fits for you within your budget. I promise you, not only will you get better faster that way, because the clinician then can spend the necessary time he needs with you, but it'll be more valuable. The visit will be more educational if that contract is being agreed upon beforehand. You know what the cost is. The clinician knows what the cost is. Everybody's in agreement and we're working toward a goal. When we're trying to dance around these insurance companies and now, you've used 12 visits and now we got to get authorization again, and it can take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get, now you're missing that care and you're sitting home, you're doing the exercises. Now you're stagnant. Okay. You're plateauing. So when you come back, you may have regressed. Okay. You may have lost a week or two. Now you're moving backwards. The whole process is just cumbersome. And that's why I consider the entire insurance, medical insurance a scam, because it's not meant to keep you healthy. And in fact, a lot of people will argue, including myself, that the system is designed to keep us sick. Okay. They're not in it to keep us healthy. I don't know if that's by design or, it's just circumstance by the way the system is set up, but that's what's happening. A lot of people know it. This is not something new. And until you understand that, and what I'm saying here about budgeting your money, you're never going to be in control of your health. You're going to have some insurance company with some guy who's in another country determining whether or not you can get an MRI. You know if you need an MRI or not because you can't raise your arm. All right. But they're sending you to physical therapy first for 5 visits, 6 visits. So we can write our notes to say, look, you need an MRI. Just get the friggin' MRI. All right. The billing company, or I'm sorry, the insurance company that's going to get, the MRI can get billed out at thousands of dollars. You can get an MRI for a couple $100. I mean, what the hell's going on here? Why wait? All right. Move on. If the longer you spend in pain or unable to move or be active, the quicker you're getting sick and you're becoming more and more unhealthy. Okay. Now, I know this is not for everyone because not everyone can just afford to run out and get an MRI for a couple $100. But if you were budgeting that 1% or 2% or 5 or 10%, or, maybe you're a very successful professional and you can do more, right? You have that money right there. You can just go in, use that money. If it was an interest-bearing account, now it's making you money, okay? And now you can go get your MRI, and you don't need to wait for some guy who's sitting in an office that has absolutely no medical training whatsoever to approve your MRI. It's ridiculous. You know, the whole thing. I can go on for hours, but you know, to recap, no, you do not need a prescription to come to see myself as a physical therapist in the state of New Jersey, unless, of course, you have Medicare. But there are a lot of hoops that we have to jump through. You know, a lot of these insurances are gained through your employee. So, you know, I don't know how much money they're taking out of your check, or if you're even able to pick the plans that they're offering. Maybe they just say, here, this is what you get, and that's it. So maybe when you're on these job interviews, you know, now I'm talking to the young folks out there that are just starting out. Maybe the health insurance is a one of the perks that they offer, and you can negotiate that, especially if you're in a bigger company. So, you know, just keep that in mind for everybody out there. Um, do the 1%, do the 2%. It's a very effective strategy. I do it. My family does it. I've convinced some friends to do it. They love the idea. And slowly we're pulling away from these major insurance carriers. I know the insurance company that I get my insurance through, my wife's job. It's terrible. It has a huge deductible that even us as a family, we never hit because we try to stay real healthy. I never go to the doctor. I mean, there's just no reason for it. It's a waste of my time. But I'm a little bit more educated in taking care of myself. That's the art of recovery, though, guys. I'm just going to throw that in there. It's a program designed to teach you how to become your own doctor, your own advocate, to get your body healthy again at the cellular level. It teaches you how to recover and how to live an active, healthy lifestyle. So, you know, check out the links below. I'd love to have you guys on. It's very educational. You'll love it. I'm getting great reviews on it. So we will see you next time. And remember, stay healthy.